Hi there, this is Lizzie from Lizzie's Dressing Table, and I hope you are all well. Thank you so much for tuning into my next video. And for this video, I am going to profile some of my guilty pleasures. We're going to delve into the probably what's considered the fast fashion manufacturer of scents and body care and perfumes and body washes. And I think you can all say it with me, folks. Bath and Body Works. You know, as sophisticated as I'd like to think my nose has become over the last 2.5 years, I still have my guilty pleasures. And what I would like to do is talk about some of the vintage Bath and Body Works scents, the scents that go back decades for me that I still love today. I did not own quite a few of these products. I had to go shopping on eBay mostly, and there were some of the vintage scents that I was able to acquire or purchase from the Bath and Body Works website. They do bring back some of their old scents from time to time, but I'm never able to figure out when what will come back because I just don't really follow that. But if you are interested in this, please stay tuned. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I created this to explore mostly vintage scents, but I am also someone who loves all different types of perfumes, whether they're cheap stuff you get from the drugstore all the way up to the high-end perfumes like Guerlain and Amouage and all of that good stuff. But anyway, today we're going a little bit cheaper, so enough rambling. So the first scent that I have from Bath and Body Works is Freesia. Freesia is a scent that actually goes back to 1998. From what I understand, Bath and Body Works was first established in 1990, and I believe it. It's been around literally since probably I was in high school or early college, undergrad school. And I purchased this because it was a solo floor scent, meaning it just was a single predominant scent. Although, as many of you know, Bath and Body Works does aim to describe at least 3 of the notes in their scents, and sometimes they really crack me up, the adjectives that they use. But this is a scent, and I really wanted to know exactly what Freesia smelled like. So I'm going to spray this. And to describe what they have on the bottle, it's Freesia, Creamy Hyacinth, and White Musk. And I think that this is a really fresh scent. It's a fine fragrance mist, so anyone who has purchased one of these knows that it lasts maybe about 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. These are meant to be very fleeting, and it's something that you can spray over and over. I actually enjoy spraying this after I take a shower. It's just a very fresh scent, and it really helped me to identify Freesia notes in other perfumes. It reminds me of the Freesia in Liz Claiborne's perfume of the same name. So yeah, this is a really good one, and it has been around for many years, going on 28 years. So the next scent that I enjoy, it's not a favorite, but I picked up Sweet Pea Ultimate Hydration Body Cream a couple years ago, and as a gardener, I know what sweet pea smells like in its natural form. Sweet pea is one of the most beautiful scented flowers in the garden. When you plant it, they look like little peas, and you just tuck them in the ground, and they grow actually quite easily. And I was curious, what does Bath and Body Works sweet pea smell like, the natural flower? So this is pretty good. It was launched in 2007, so it's one of the older scents that they just keep bringing back. And I'll tell you, it seems to me they repackage these things like every 6 months. There's some kind of different design. They must keep their graphic designers so busy. But this is, the notes are sweet pea, watery pear, sheer freesia, luscious raspberry, and soft musk. And for me, it does smell sweet, and sweet peas are very sweet, and just a beautiful flower. And it's, this is good. I would say that it really does smell like sweet peas. So yeah, that is a second great scent that is a vintage Bath and Body Works scent. And so now this one, and I was really excited to get this. And there is a bit of a glare from I'm in front of a window today, and I'm in a new set. I thought I would try something different as the seasons are changing. I ordered this off eBay, and I really thought I was going to be getting Sea Island cotton. And actually what I got, and this is what I wanted, was Cotton Blossom. So do any of you remember Cotton Blossom from Bath and Body Works? This is a scent that actually launched in 2000. And I can check to see when they discontinued it. It seemed to me that they continued this scent and then brought on Sea Island Cotton. And but Cotton Blossom was launched in 2000. And the notes that they describe are really interesting. The top notes are sun-dried linen accord, fresh grass, and crisp mandarin. The middle notes are what they describe as a jeans accord, as well as peony and clean cotton. And they're describing the dry down as white musk and baby powder. And I love this scent. This was such a favorite of mine. And it smells very, very much like soap, like laundry detergent, like something that is very, very fresh. It's just really, really nice, and makes me think of sunshine, the beach, something just radiant and soapy and clean, and a warm, lovely summer day. So, and I really thought getting this, I was going to get something that looked blue. I thought that Cotton Blossom was blue, but nope, it comes in sort of this yellowish green soap color. So yeah, this is the body wash, Cotton Blossom. And so the next one, and I thought I would just go ahead and share with you, this is Sea Island Cotton. And this was introduced in 2007. So it really leads me to believe that Cotton Blossom was retired before Sea Island Cotton. I remember seeing this in Bath and Body Works, and I was probably like in college, like undergrad school. So that was in the early 2000s, but it would have been 2007. And to me, now, because this is a smaller lotion, I actually won this from Shop Goodwill. This was in a lot, and when I saw this, it was like, oh yeah, I need to bid on that. But to me, it smells sweeter than Cotton Blossom, and it almost has what smells like Lily of the Valley. It's equally as fresh as Cotton Blossom, but to me it's sweeter. It's a little less laundry detergent-esque, but this is really, really nice. This is refreshing. I like to wear this in the evening when I go to bed, and it makes me just feel very clean. So how many of you remember Sea Island Cotton? How many of you still have this? I would love to know, because I think this is a rarity. So yeah, I really enjoy this. And so the next body wash that I have, and something that I remember from long ago, is Pear Blossom. Now, this is called Pear Blossom Air, and I don't know if this was issued after Pear Blossom or if it was just always Pear Blossom Air. I remember having this in a fine fragrance mist, and I don't remember them having the air as part of the name, but this was introduced actually in 2014, so it's not so much a vintage scent, but I think when it comes to Bath and Body Works, they come out with, of course, holiday themed scents. It seems they just produce something new all the time. So I think in Bath and Body Works years, this is considered vintage. But it's the notes are crisp green pear, fresh gardenia, and narcissus leaf, as well as crisp mandarin vapor and white musk. So I don't know if they mean when they say crisp mandarin vapor. You know, sometimes you see bartenders creating drinks and they'll light it on fire and you get the vapors from that. I'm not sure what they mean by crisp mandarin vapor, but it's a lovely scent. And I did try it on my hands. This is another new old product I needed to purchase, but it's very fresh. And I absolutely love fragrance, pear fragrances. I think that they're just very fresh. They're wonderful in the spring now that we're into the springtime, although spring continues to creep in slowly. You know, we have frost warnings still, and it's almost the end of April. But anyway, if you want to feel fresh, Pear Blossom Air is a lovely scent. So now I am doing a little bit of cheating here. I have a Victoria's Secret product that was released, and according to the research that I did, it was released in 2012, but I really do believe that this was released a lot earlier than 2012. This is Victoria's Secret Pear Glace, and I thought while we were discussing pears, I would throw in just another pear scent that I absolutely love. I remember using the Pear Glace body wash back in the early 2000s. Or, you know, maybe it was like the mid-aughts that I was using this, but I love this. And it does smell different from the Pear Blossom Air, and I'm going to... Yeah, I remember using this. I used to vacation towards the end of February, early March in South Miami Beach, and actually it was North Miami Beach, but I was very familiar with that area, and I remember using this scent down there, and it just was, it went with those really warm tropical vibes that you feel in the Miami area. It's just really, it's sweet. It's sweeter than Pear Blossom Air. And the notes on this are, and again, it's sort of, someone created this from advertising or PR. Sugared pear and dewy melon, and also ooh la la. That's what it says on the bottle. So, yeah, this is a lovely scent. This is, you know, a fine, it's called a fragrance mist. So it doesn't last a whole lot of time. I spritzed this on before bed a few nights ago, and it did not last a long time, which is, to me, good when you go to bed and you're wearing a scent. I don't want something that clobbers me over the head when it comes to perfume, so this is perfect. It will make you feel so good if you love pear fragrances. So I did want to share that I do have the perfume of Victoria's Secret Pear Glace, which is something that I found at an antique show and treasure hunt. I found this, and I looked on the bottom and it said Pear Glace, and it's like, oh yeah, this is the Victoria's Secret scent, and it was $5. And I thought, oh yeah, that's going home with me. And it, you know, the perfumes are stronger than the body washes and the fine fragrance mists. So to me, when I've sprayed this, it's been a little overly sweet and kind of heavy, sort of candyish. So I think that I prefer the fine fragrance mist. But you know, I sprayed this on after I purchased it, and it's like it brought back so many wonderful memories. So it's what I love about perfume and scents in general. You can spray them and they just evoke memories. They bring back the past. So yeah, this was a treasure. $5. The next scent, and I so remember this from the past. This is Tutti Dolce Sweet Lemon Buttercup. And now I don't remember this product specifically. I remember when scents like these came in the pink bottles, and bottles meaning body washes. You know, I used a ton of body washes, and for me, buying body washes from Bath and Body Works just seemed like such a treat. You know, I would work out and then I would get in the shower, use something that smelled really sweet, and it was just a treat. And oh my goodness. Now, I didn't use this particular product, and this was really pretty close to what I was able to find under the Tutti Dolce name with Bath and Body Works. But oh my goodness, I used this because, you know, I was testing out these products before I, you know, was talking to you about it. Oh my God. This is something that you just want to grab some pound cake and just pour this soap right over the pound cake. This is so delicious. And, you know, I paid probably, you know, buying these retro scents on eBay, you can find them, but people, of course, are going to charge more because there is the retro vintage factor. I think I purchased this for $20, $25. And I'll tell you, after I smelled it, I was like, okay, I need to go back on eBay and purchase like 2 or 3 more. This is so delicious. And if you watched my recent video of my favorite bath products, I featured J.R. Watkins Lemon Cream body wash, which is really beautiful and yummy and very airy. But oh my gosh, I think this definitely gives it a run for its money. Really beautiful. And to go over some of the notes, or all the notes, it contains juicy Meyer lemon, creamy buttercup petals, not sure what that is, and fluffy meringue sprinkled with sugar. This was introduced in February of 2017. Not sure when it was discontinued, but yeah, this, oh, ooh la la, it is delicious. And I think it was really one of the, maybe the first gourmands, but I think Bath and Body Works has always been sort of heavy into gourmands, whether it's their strawberry pound cake or gingerbread or, you know, what have you. So yeah, oh, this is so good. So now we are going to get more into what I think are some of their more beautiful and sultry and just sensuous perfumes. The next one that I have is Moonlight Path, and this is a real favorite of mine. This was introduced in 2007, and Moonlight Path contains night blooming jasmine, which I do believe, and please, my dear viewers, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Bath and Body Works had a scent called Night Blooming Jasmine, and I have looked for it, and I have seen signs of it on Etsy or eBay. But this contains Night Blooming Jasmine, Blue Violet, Sheer Lavender, Lily of the Valley, and Soft Musk. And for me, This is a boudoir scent. It's something that I think is perfect for the evening, for the nighttime. It's just soft and it's comforting, and the name that they came up for it just evokes in my mind the image of a garden path that is just lit by the moonlight, and I think, you know, for that reason, Moonlight Path, it's an evening scent, even though it's not fancy, it's not heavy, but it's sultry to me, and something I just really love. So is this one of your favorites? What do you enjoy from Bath & Body Works when it comes to some of their vintage scents? And I was able to actually purchase this not that long ago, so I think that this is one of their more popular scents, and yeah, so it's great. I have this in the Fine Fragrance Mist as well as the body cream, and they're great for bedtime. And my next favorite vintage Bath & Body Works scent is Twilight Woods, and this is really wonderful. This is, I think, more berry scented, and I'm not really wild about berry scented perfumes and fragrances, but I absolutely love this, and it's really beautiful at night, and you know, something that I enjoy doing not only in the day but in the evening too, just continuing to smell my wrist after I spritz fragrance on, and to really chart the journey of how the scents change over time. And Twilight Woods, it was introduced in 2009. It has lush berry, sparkling mandarin, soft mimosa, apricot nectar, and cypress wood. And I will tell you, as the scent progresses during the night, it just becomes sweeter and sweeter. I think it loses some of that tart, lush berry scent, and it just is really a beautiful scent. The name, you know, Twilight Woods, to me suggests something that you would wear in the evening. I think it's something like Moonlight Path you would wear in the colder months. But it's comforting, and it is fruitier, but I absolutely love it. It's a really beautiful scent. So, do you share my love? Please share. And so, keeping up with the more gourmand, sensual scents, I love this one. This is brown sugar and fig. This is something that I have family members who share my zeal for brown sugar and fig. This contains fresh fig, coconut milk, and caramelized brown sugar. To me, it seems like the perfect scent to start using as the temperatures dip, and it seems like a great scent that you would wear around Thanksgiving. You know, brown sugar and fig. To me, it evokes the fall, and this was introduced in 2005, and it's something that I did have to purchase on Amazon. I actually purchased 2 of these body washes, and I think I got them both for like $25, and it's just really, really delicious, but there's also something very fresh to it in the opening. So yeah, I really love this, and so do you enjoy it? And yeah, so put your comments below. And I think that I've missed the boat with some of my viewers if I didn't mention warm vanilla sugar. You know, I think that Bath & Body Works has produced so many different vanilla scents, and from what I have heard, wrapped in vanilla to some is the ultimate vanilla scent, which I'd love to get my nose on. But I do really like warm vanilla sugar. I've used it for decades, and I purchased this a couple years ago, and I have made a bit of a dent in it. This was introduced in 1999, so it's been around for a long time. It contains intoxicating vanilla, white orchid, sparkling sugar, fresh jasmine, and creamy sandalwood. Now, to me, and I do enjoy vanilla scents, and to me, this one is, I love it for the nostalgia factor. For me, it comes out at the top a little bit chalky, and but it's still, and I've had it in many forms, the body wash, the lotion, and it's something I really love for the nostalgia factor. And so, yeah. Do you enjoy warm vanilla sugar? And if it's not your favorite, please tell me what your favorite Bath & Body Works vanilla scent is. So, yeah, it's good. And now we are at the final product. And this is the oldest Bath & Body Works product that I have. Now, I have not owned it for the duration. This is Absolute Tulip. Now, with the Alex research that I did, and that's what we call the AI device that that we have in the household here, there was no date as far as when Absolute Tulip was launched. But this is a bottle, and I'll hold it up a little bit closer, and it has, you know, the plastic beading on it to make it look like it's wet. I remember this in the body wash form. It's got the old logo, if you can see that, and I'll hold it up a little bit more. I think it might have been the original logo of Bath & Body Works. Now, unfortunately, when I sniffed the nozzle, this really sort of smells like a hand sanitizer at this point. You can really smell the alcohol in it, but I did spritz this on, and when it comes into contact with fabric, it does smell quite good. It's fresh. Tulips, I don't think, really have a scent, but I think it does evoke yellow tulips. And, you know, part of the time I think that, well, a scent smells yellow because of the bottle. You know, I think when they design bottles, they want to come across like this is what you're going to smell. I was thrilled to get this. I bought it off, say it with me, folks, eBay. It's amazing what you can find on eBay, and it is a good resource if you are looking for vintage Bath & Body Works products. But I can tell you that this scent was retired in 2013. It's really nice. I haven't had it for long, but it does bring back wonderful memories of going into Bath & Body Works, you know, when they used to have the red and white gingham. I remember going in there a long time ago, and they had scents that were just really sort of like one notes. They had the apple scents. And what were some of the original ones? It was just like melon. It seemed like they were focused on just, you know, single note scents. But please, I would love it if you would share your memories of Bath & Body Works. I think we have all shopped there. Some might not want to admit it, but truly there are some wonderful Bath & Body Works fragrances. I still go in there, and I think that they do an admirable job of duping some scents. And some viewers might be opposed to dupes, but I think, you know, for what's the scent? Well, anyway. But yeah, I still have a soft spot in my heart for Bath & Body Works. So that comes to the end of my vintage Bath & Body Works collection. So I would love to know, what are some of the vintage scents that you have, and how long have you used them? What do you love about them? And I would love it if you would comment on my video. If you liked this content, please give me a thumbs up if you would be so kind. Please consider subscribing. And with that, I will wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.